Alright, DBDers, we are moving on to another killer here by the name of the Oni. This is a original killer made by Behavior, and a very good one at that. Basically, he just charges around the map once he gets enough blood, and wreaks havoc. So he's got Yamoka's Wrath, which means just hold down left trigger, or what if you're using controller or PC, just hold the power button and you get to absorb blood orbs that come from injured or dying or people on the hooks. And you have a gauge that goes up every time you collect one, and every time you collect one you get blood points as well, so it's a win-win. And then you'll hear like a cha. You'll hear like a cha. And then that'll let you know that the power's ready, and then you activate it. And instead of using your sword, you'll see on his back here, he has a kind of a club. I forget what it's used. It's the dude in Assassin's Creed Shadows. He uses that. I forget what it's called. It has a specific Japanese name. But he pulls it out, and then he runs really fast. Becomes lethal. He can down people in one hit. He can actually down multiple people because he doesn't just slam it, he slams it, and then he does it a couple more times just for the heck of it. And if any survivor is near the survivor that just went down, they're also going to go down. I have seen, believe it or not, Oni, when I'm playing Survivor, down 3 of my teammates at once. And I was just scratching my head on a generator like, what the heck just happened over there? So yeah, Demon Dash is what you activate to sprint across the map, and then Demon Strike is what you do to slam them. Now, you can just press it to do a regular strike. You can still do basic attacks while you have the club out. You can hold it down all the way to kind of trick them, kind of do some mind games, because they will try to dodge and weave before it slams, because if you hold it down there is a timer. Or you can let it go right when it's ready and kind of trick them. So yeah, he just goes in a high-speed sprint with Demon Dash, and then Demon Strike. So yeah, that's the 1, 2, 3 things going on for him. Not that complicated of a killer, but an A-tier killer to be sure. And we're going to be running Splintered Hole here, which is just going to increase the amount of blood orbs that are dropped by survivors by 33%. And then they'll be able to drop an additional blood orb when they vault a window, throw pallets, exit lockers, crouch, fail skill check. And then we've got Akito's Crutch, which is going to just increase the movement speed of Demon Dash by 13%. And we're going to go over here so we don't have to hear that. And then we are running Barbecue and Chili again, just because it's a really good perk, especially for killers like this that don't really need gen slowdown because of the pressure. The most important thing that you can do as a killer in Dead by Daylight is apply pressure. Apply pressure. Do not let survivors get a chance to breathe. A lot of times you don't want to kick a generator even if it's almost done, because the survivor is already running. By the time you kick that gen, they're going to be so far away that you're almost wasting time. So you kind of have to make a decision. So this is a slugging build. I will say this is a slugging build. I know survivors are going to whine. They're going to cry. Oh, he's tunneling me. Oh, he's slugging me. And you know what? Let them cry. Because it's not a bannable. You're doing nothing wrong. It's a strategy. It's a strategy. The developers have recognized it as a strategy. It is not something that you can get reported for. You're going to make them really mad. But, let them be mad, because they've nerfed just about every single gen slowdown, and they're killing killer in this game. So let them cry, let them whine. So yeah, Barbecue and Chili, hook somebody. We get to see where the next person is most of the time, unless they're right next to you. But that's good information, because if you don't see 3 ores when you hook the first survivor, you're like, okay, somebody's going in for the save, and then you can kind of look around yourself, look around the corner, and sometimes you can find them. But the big perk for this build is Infectious Fright right here. It basically, if you down a survivor and there's another survivor within your terror radius, they're going to scream and reveal your location to you for 6 seconds. So you can kind of snowball here and go from one to the other and do it like that. And even if they pick up the survivor that's down, it's like whatever, they're still wasting time and they're not doing gens. But we have Corrupt Intervention to block the 3 gens closest to them furthest away from us when we spawn for 120 seconds until we down someone or the timer expires. And then Tinkerer basically is just going to make it to where whenever they get done, generated to 70%, it's going to let us know where that generator is. It's going to make us undetectable, and that'll last for 16 seconds. And undetectable means that they won't be able to hear our terror radius, they won't be able to see our bloodstain, things like that. So we're going to try this out. Now, I will say Oni is another one of those killers that's not particularly good at, winning chase if survivors are abusing windows. So sometimes you might just have to leave chase, even if it's next to a generator, go have to sacrifice the generator. Nothing you can do. But there are games out there that I've had where they've gotten 3 gens done and they haven't been able to do another one because remember, the more gens that they complete, the harder it is for them to complete the next gen because there's fewer of them and they're most of the time going to be closer together because they're not paying attention when they're doing this generator. So let's go to the survivors. They usually will spawn by the white generators. Now remember that when you spawn as killer, it's just a cone. They're not going to spawn behind you. They're not going to spawn at 8 o'clock. They're not going to spawn at 4 o'clock. It's only in the area that you can see, kind of like a cone. So you know what we're going to do here? We are going to get up on this dock here, and we are going to see if we... Yep, there we go. We see a survivor. And let's see where Laura Croft is going to take us. This is another licensed survivor here. Let's see if we can get a hit. We do. And they actually have this gen almost done. So we're going to get more blood. She just activated dramaturgy there. By going high knees, that just means that she gets... Okay. I don't know what she's doing. She wants to go down for some reason. Alright, we will help her out there. And we're going to put her on this hook over here, which is furthest away from that gen that's almost completed. Whoa, 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 whoa. We don't want to go the long way. This area right here, this log, stay away from it. Stay away from it when you're chasing. Alright. Let me show you how this works. And we're going. Alright, where they at? Oh, we're undetectable. Yeah, baby. That's how we do that. You see how she couldn't really react because we were undetectable? That was beautiful. That is how you play Oni one-on-one right there. Alright, so we see where that person's going to the ship. Kick that gen, get it to start regressing. You can see in the bottom left-hand corner, we're pretty close to the meter here. Someone's running. Where are they running? Okay, they're going up top. Oh, you're in a locker. I saw you. And you might be wondering, hey, Temperistic, how come you just got your power even though you didn't get any blood? So when you down someone, and that counts as a down, because she literally just went to the dying state by me picking her out of a locker. How the heck did you do? Oh, there you are. Alright. Alright, you want to do this? Alright. And by the way, he breaks pallets instantly when you use his power. Yeah, it's kind of hard to do it around these boxes, so you kind of just have to, do something like that. And he does get a little dash at the end of that strike that he just did there. So there are little hidden things that you need to know about him, and you only find that out by playing. But I mean, you can kind of say that about every killer. Alright, so she's going up here. We're not gonna go after her because we already did, so we'll switch to her. Yeah, but every time you put someone in the dying state, it doesn't matter for what reason. You will get some charge to that. Yep, and now she did. So she might be exposed here, but she has a pallet, unfortunately. When they use dramaturgy, they do have a chance to become exposed, which means I can down them in one hit, no matter what. So I want to chase her around here. I want that generator to regress as much as possible. She's going to bring us to this pout here. Oh, well. Alright, we might just have to take it! Alright, she's gonna stay here. We have to break it. Now to lure her across, she just got unhooked. She might go back to that gen that we kicked. And they're already doing this one. Alright. So now we're gonna leave her. We're gonna go back to that gen that we kicked. Oh, that's not good. I didn't think she'd be able to do it that fast. Alright, let the slugging commence. Oh, they have head on. How dare she? How dare you? Oh, she tricked me. No. Alright, we're not going to be able to get her. There's two of them here, though. There's two of them here. One of them was injured a little bit. Alright, I guess we'll just go after Red Riding Hood. So that's unfortunate that both of those generators got popped. That is unfortunate. So, she's right here. Oh, there's somebody in the basement? Why are there blood orbs there? Huh. That is interesting. Yeah, she got the blind there. Nothing we can do. Darn it! Yeah, we're gonna lose this game. Not this time. Yeah, we're gonna have to sacrifice that gen just to get her. That is a long stun. That is a long one. Yep, I'm blocking you. Yeah, but ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. That's game. We lost. They're doing gens too fast. We lost. I tried, guys. I'm sorry. I tried. We honestly didn't really make any mistakes. It's just, unfortunately, how it goes now. When you're playing killer, you know, it's just how it goes. But like I said in my last video, you're not gonna have any problems playing as a new player. I promise you. There's actually a... Oh, there's a thing here. Nice. Yay, we're done with that. Cool. I promise you, though. I promise. You will not have the issues that I have when you play killer, because your MMR is going to be low compared to mine. I promise. You're going to be just fine. Trust me. I'm a doctor. And we're running. Yeah, baby. And she makes it. Barely. Barely makes it. Running to the other door. Here I go. I'm flowing. I'm moving. And they got it open. God damn it. Oh, well. What can you do? Now, if you are an experienced killer, and you're like, and you are having the issue that I have, where matches are tougher than they usually are, this is why. Behavior recently made it to where you cannot kill. It's harder to kill yourself on hook now because without a perk, you cannot unhook yourself anymore. And people would try to unhook themselves, not to unhook themselves, but they did not want to play on the map they were playing on, or they didn't want to play against the killer that they were playing against. So the way to get around that, and they're like, well, I can't quit because I'm gonna get banned. So how am I gonna get around getting banned, but getting into the next game as quick as possible? Let me just kill myself. So how do I do that? Well, I try to unhook myself. Obviously, it's a very slim chance that I'm going to do it. Boom, now I'm in the second stage, and all I have to do is miss a couple skill checks, and I'm dead. And I get to go into the next game for free. Oh, well, my MMR is decreased. I don't care about MMR. I can't see it anyways. So then that's what they do. So behavior's like, whoa, 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 that's not cool. We made it now to where you can't unhook yourself, so you can't kill yourself on hook until the second stage, because now in the second stage, they just reversed it to where instead of the skill check happening later, now it happens, and all you have to do is miss 2 to kill yourself. But you can't kill yourself until you get hooked for the second time. And the reason why this has made it harder on killer is because now people that are forced to stay in the game, they're like, okay, what am I going to do now? I guess I'll just do gens. So people are doing generators more now. So that's why generators are being done so fast. And this person here had brand new part, which used to complete generators in 1 second, but it's still really good. So, and they have wire spools. So this was a gen rusher here. They also had deja vu. They had prove thyself, and the odd bulb. That's why her stuns were so long. But yeah, man, it's tough as killer out here in the high MMR. You know, it's tough. But you know, I don't care about my MMR. I just want to have fun. Like, that's what I want to do. I just want to have fun, and it's hard to have fun when you keep going up against a team of 4s that are sweating their balls off. So that is unfortunately where we are today. A lot of people have mentioned that they want a casual playlist, so people that want to sweat their balls off can play ranked, and people that just want to have fun like me can play casual. You know. Because in my eyes, this is not a competitive game. This will never be a competitive game. Yeah, sure, there's tournaments running. That doesn't make it a competitive game. In my eyes, and as someone who has come from the most competitive community ever created, which is the Halo community, this game is just luck and RNG. Yeah, there is some skill as Survivor with, you know, knowing the map and knowing when to vault this and knowing when to drop a pallet. Yeah, there is some skill there, but you know, compared to killer, I mean, survivors are laughing their ass off and killers are being stressed. So that is, you know, that's not how the game should be. But it is what it is. Like I said, play the game or don't play the game. Those are my only two options. Behavior is not going to help out killers in any way, shape, or form. They're only hurting them every single update. But that's where we are. But like I said, if you're a new player, you will not have this issue. I promise. It'll, depending on how many games you win, it'll take months, maybe even years, for you to have the same issue that I have. I've been playing this game since it came out 9 years ago. And for the longest time, I've won 10 games in a row before, which unfortunately has bumped my MMR up, and why I have to face team of 4s that are communicating in Discord and stuff like that. But it is what it is. I will continue making videos and enjoying it, but I will not lie. I will tell the truth, and I will tell you exactly how the game is. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, because none of these other content creators want to tell you how it is. I'm not going to name names, but they know who they are. Anyways, that was the Oni. We are going to collect our blood points from getting those green glyphs. And I guess I'll hit it started with my weapon 10 times. Alright, so that was the Oni. Run around the map, hit them. Next time, it's going to be Deathslinger. Now, this is a killer that takes a good amount of skill to play. Alright, see you guys next time.